tyranny. Man finally defeated its overlord. But gods do not fall forever. The champions of war united and began the eternal watch over their tyrant's colossal remains.
Alright guys, a few hours ago, and technically at today's Gamescom's opening night live, CI Games, which is the same folks behind old Sniper Elite games, came out and announced that they are rebooting their 2014 released Souls-like action RPG, assuming some of you are already familiar with, going by Lords of the Fallen. So technically it's gonna be Lords of the Fallen 2, except it's just called the Lords of the Fallen. The game is gonna have a single player campaign and also the co-op multiplayer this time around. Check it out, this one's coming to pieces in the next generation of consoles sometime in 2023.
Gods, one must embrace the darkness, and so lies our only hope.
The sand has memories. Memories of our past, when gods walked this world, and our heroes stood amongst them. But the gods' vanity grew, and in their struggle, we were cast away. Only remnants of these stories remain in the sand. In the ruins of this shattered, broken world.
Coming up behind that, and by the same folks behind what we just went through, Lords of the Fallen, Dig 13 in case you're wondering, today we got another brand new fantasy action role-playing game in the making, something called Atlas Fallen, which is said to be some sort of a semi-open world, pretty much action-packed, exploration-based, and even supporting co-op kind of game. Well, here, Atlas Fallen is set to be released once again sometime next year and into PCs in the next generation of consoles only.
Even in ruins, we endure. We won't let go. For now, we can stand for ourselves. And face gods.
I hope this reaches you. This city is falling apart. Chaos, madness, death. And there might be no going back. But you can change that. It depends on the choice you make. Truth or lie.
Now, at number 3, and I'm pretty sure most of you found out about this one in case you have been following my channel for a while, but just in case, there is a Souls-like action RPG that stars Pinocchio in the making, and since a couple of years ago. Now, it is here once again with a brand new trailer called Lies of P. Now, Lies of P was first announced in May last year. It is a story-focused, decision-based kind of game as well, I've learned, and now releasing for PCs and other consoles as well, early to mid 2023 we hear. Take a look.
Help me. Finally, we meet, son. The stage is set.
The light shines brightest in the darkest of times.
All right, buddy, I'm here for you. Don't worry.
Confront your fate.
Don't give up.
Keep on going.
You can lean on me if you want.
Protect.
Fulfill.
So, 8 years? Is it, or is it more? I don't even know anymore, to be quite frank. Dead Island 2 was aired once again at the Gamescom, and apparently the game is coming out on February 3rd next year, finally. Now, here we have a new trailer for it, which does showcase one of the 6 playable characters, I believe, the game's co-op campaign elements, missions, weapons, and some more. Check it out. Dead Island 2 is now releasing for all consoles except Switch.
This way for the happy ending.
Jimmy? Humanity's survival depends on the red gold pumping through my veins.
Well, sounds like you're the star of the show now.
This motherfucker! Oh, shit.
Boom! Gods and whiskey.
I will not have this devil in my house.
Gosh, this is beyond insane.
君没有几度苍相思，一江春水向东流。
Coming up behind that at number 5, we have from no more than a handful of hours ago here with us something called Where Winds Meet, a brand new open world role-playing and action-adventure game, and pretty much sit within the period of medieval China and its wars. Now, I don't really know what's exactly the win point with this game, but it's kind of given me Ghosts of Tsushima vibes, and frankly, for me that's good enough. Where Winds Meet is a PC exclusive and possibly releasing mid to late 2023.
What is it that actually exists? Where does the origin come from? Where are we headed to in the end? If you feel confused, just reload your gun.
At number 6, by this one South Korean developers that did come out during the Gamescom, going by Nixon, we have here finally a release date and a final look at gameplay of a game called First Descendant. Well, since all the rumors from earlier this year, a free-to-play science fiction co-op-based shooter, what y'all might have already been familiar with from earlier as Project Magnum, something that was being made with the use of Unreal Engine 5. Well, here is how the game works now, and it is finally releasing September 28th this year.
释然何故？是曰：木生如烟，物长雷电，击背而歌，真意自现。
So, for the past couple of years, Game Science, which is the Chinese developers of the Souls-like open-world action RPG in the making, I believe most of you are already familiar with Wukong, Black Myth. These developers have been coming up with a hefty amount of gameplay and around August every year. That's what I wanted. So, what do you know? Just a few days ago, in case you didn't caught up with the news, we did get a new gameplay and even another cutscene trailer for Black Myth in case you're hyped about. The game still doesn't have a specific release date, however, all we know is that it's coming to pieces in the next generation of consoles by the end of 2023.
Fear is the mind killer.
Alright guys, and number 7 by Funcom, which is just so you get a better idea here, the same publishers who did come up with the first Dune game more than 30 years ago, we have with us today also a brand new open world survival MMO something called Dune Awakening. Take a look at the pretty short trailer here guys. The game is coming to consoles and PCs and a release date for it is still yet to be announced.
I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over and through me. And when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear is gone, there will be nothing.
Darktide is a first-person co-op game set in the grim-dark future of Warhammer 40,000.
In case you didn't also caught up with this one, see, Warhammer 40k Darktide is actually having itself a little beta ready to sign up, and now it's gonna be around until the end of August this year, so you might want to be quick with this one, just in case. Darktide will hit the PCs on November 30th, with the Xbox Series X and S version set to come out a little later. The company of the great news of fine folks at the company also released a new trailer. Take a look.
You can expect no help. No reinforcements. You are Tertium's last line of defense. The battle for Tertium is about to begin.
That's why Gotham City is still here. It's why I'm still here. And I've known for a while now that someday, like him, I'd have to work with you.
Gotham Knights, on the other hand, well, just got itself a new release date and a new trailer. Supposedly the game's now releasing October 21st this year, which is basically only a handful of days than what they previously promised. But still, we got to take a look at a new villain called, I believe, Clayface, Harley Quinn, Mr. Freeze, and some more. Check it out, the game is releasing for PCs, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X only.
There's blood in the water. And the sharks are circling. They're all making their move.
Play nice.
But we aren't going to give up.
A storm has risen over Gotham. Nothing can stop it. See you at the premiere.
I need your help. Your skills. Your knowledge. Your adaptability. You got my back?
Oh, boys!
This biopic is based on a true story. My story. Soon, the world will feel the cold as I do.
I got one last little surprise for you.
Slytherin and the dark arts, the better prepared we'll be.
If either of you uses dark magic, I will notify the headmaster immediately.
Hogwarts Legacy, on the other hand, which was supposed to be released around holidays this year, you know, well, came across a new 3-month delay and also a new trailer too. The game is gonna be released for literally every single platform, even Switch, and on February 10, 2023. This is in case you're somewhat new to the first open-world Harry Potter game that takes place 100 years before the appearance of Harry Potter himself, and this is how the game will eventually look like.
You've made your choice.
What have the two of you done?
To create constant pressure. Absolute. Feel your control. But we got fucking lost!
I don't know how long it has been exactly, but we finally got a new look at the Outlast Trials, and it's something to behold. Here, see, Outlast Trials was announced first in 2019, yes, apparently it is still on its track of 2022 release, and a beta is being held around October this year for a few days, around Halloween probably. This is how the game really looks like in its present state.
Self-betrayal. A subjugation of perception. Guard. Chemical encouragement. Doctrine over person.
This is for your own good.
The final confession. Elaborate and inclusive, rather than terse, for an even greater emphasis upon the experience of personal.
Your reckless actions endanger the world.
I'm assuming at this point, specifically if you're a Switch owner, there's a good chance you might have known about Sonic Frontiers already, which was previously said to be a Nintendo Switch exclusive, well, not anymore, and the good news is that the game is now releasing for all consoles and Switch, and finally on November 8th this year. Well, Sega did just come out and accompany the release date reveal some more gameplay, and just in case you're wondering, this will be the first open world based Sonic game. Take a look.
You cannot run forever. Leave immediately.
Until now.
It has been 6 months since the alien object known as the Metahedron suddenly appeared above Earth's atmosphere.
Moving on by Mad Hit Studios here, we just got a new trailer for the little upcoming third-person action-adventure from last year, going by Scars Above, which is supposedly, and I've just learned about this one myself, revolving around an alien structure that has appeared in our orbit and now affecting everybody's life or something. Technically, here you play the role of a scientist who is supposed to just figure things out and deal with the situation. Take a look. The game is going to be released by the end of 2022, and it's going to be released for PCs and consoles as well. At number 15, and frankly I've heard a lot of good things about this one so far, by Ironbird Creations, and the first game project, we have here something called Phantom Hellcat, a 2D, 3D hack and slasher exploration-based platformer that's been in the making since last year, I believe. The game's on its way to PCs, all consoles except Switch, and it's set to be released early to mid next year. Take a look. This is news to me, but I've just learned that there's an abundance of gamers that are impatiently waiting for the spiritual successor to Genshin Impact on the way called Honkai Star Rail, which is a turn-based role-playing game that was revealed first, like I said, I had no idea, around October last year. The game's in development for PCs, we hear, and for the mobile devices as well, and releasing sometime around March next year.
You are one of them.
The Xianzhou is in danger. This man, he...
The train is about to make the jump. Hold on, everyone.
Believe me, I've seen everything.
505, on the other hand, the publishers, went on and released a new trailer for Miasma Chronicles, which is a tactics-based adventure IP that was first shown at the Game Awards last year, and technically from the same developers of Mutant Year Zero, hence all the resemblance, or at least in terms of aesthetic. That said, this was just a quick mention. The game's on its way to PCs, the next generation of consoles only sometime next year.
A savage force threatening to rip apart our town. And all of America. But there's hope on the horizon. Our fate rests in this guy's glove. Elvis.
Barely survived that one.
The mechanic with big dreams of becoming a hero. If he can only get his act together. Gigs. God damn, I'm good. A kind of big brother to Elvis. And a badass robot that loves to make things go boom.
Should you boys be out here alone?
And Yaga, you got it all wrong. Once upon a time, there was a freak with no face.
At number 18, well, first off, we have here something called Black Tail, a first-person action adventure and a game about witchcraft and the legend of Baba Yaga, which is a Slavic folklore demon tale or something. Now, Black Tail, as it appears, centers on the adventures of two sisters who are just basically accused of witchcraft in early medieval times, which the penalty of which I believe was just purification by fire. Anyway, check it out. This game's on its way to the next generation of consoles and PCs by the end of 2022.
You kill it again. If anything bad happens, Always head straight to the Red Oak.
Has a ton of opportunities to tell great stories. One of the things I'm super excited about is the zero-G stuff that we've been doing.
Telltale Games, on the other hand, then just came out and finally gave us a closer look at The Expanse, a Telltale series. Well, in case you're asking, yes, a prequel to the popular TV show, science fiction show that was first aired last year at the Game Awards. So the game's now releasing around summer 2023, and in it, I didn't know this myself, you get to play as this lady called Drummer who works on a spaceship, and the game itself just pretty much a Telltale decision-based one. Check it out, game is coming to pretty much every single console, PCs, and also Switch.
You'll need me if you want any chance of unloading it.
The craziness of an exploded ship that now constitutes several parts in a mass that you can move among, and balancing that out against almost like you're excavating the story. That's a personal story. Those are people, those are characters, and you are now among their ghosts. Whatever they were doing right before they died, being a scavenger, pretty dark job. We're really excited about how it feels to both play and experience the story in the game.
At last, well, this is something I've been hearing about since the beginning of 2022. We have here by Quantic Dreams, the same folks in charge of Detroit Become Human, Heavy Rain, Fahrenheit, all those beautiful games. Here we have with us today another narrative-driven adventure game called Under the Waves. We know that the game's on its way to the PCs and pretty much all consoles at some point next year, and it does revolve around the life of a professional diver who finds himself dealing with an abundance of grief.
Voices can only come from the deep. Deep under the waves.